Yo, what's going on everybody? Back with another video on the LS. Of course I'm not in my shop anymore. The car is here in Louisville at Destin's shop. He works at a body shop which is next door, and so this thing will be getting a whole bunch of work done to it in preparation for paint. But one of those things that needs to get done is some of the fiberglass stuff still, mainly the driver's side skirt. That was the original skirt that I had worked on, and I wasn't happy with how it came out, and so I cut it apart and decided to start over. I haven't had time to go get another trim piece from a junkyard, but thankfully somebody came in clutch and grabbed me one, so shout out to Sergio for that. Yeah, today I am going to be attempting to do it again. I did the passenger side, found a better method, and so I'm going to basically just attempt to do the same thing. And hopefully we can get it looking good, and for the most part that would be the biggest part of the fiberglass work that still needs to be done. The rear bumper still needs a little bit of addressing, not much in the side of fiberglass stuff. It just needs like the mounting holes and stuff fixed, which if I can get onto today I will, but main focus is these skirts. So yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do with them. First things first, I had to try and get rid of all of the old fiberglass, which I have now managed to do, not without sacrificing some of the fucking skirt with it. Just kind of how it happened, but it's not going to matter too much. We have to kind of trim that shit down anyway, so ain't a big deal. But yeah, I had to get all that old fiberglass out because it was in there really thick. Here we have another trim piece, same as the other side. This one's not in the best of shape because this part is kind of broken off here, but I'm doing fiberglass, so we're just going to put a little bit more fiberglass on there, and hopefully that'll help keep that back together. But yeah, this piece essentially gets molded in there with that piece. Alright, so one of the things that I did with the other side was trim this inside piece out here. Essentially what I have to do is keep this line right here there at all times, because this follows the line of the body. That's where this piece sits, and that's how I know everything lines up correctly. So as long as that edge stays, everything will be good. Yeah, the main thing I need to do is cut out this probably up to there, see where it lines up, and because so much extra of this has kind of come off here, I have to be a little bit careful not to cut too much, but essentially we have to figure out the right angle for that to sit at, how much we need to cut around, and then get everything lined up and fiberglass the back of it together. The biggest problem is that the trim piece is made of ABS plastic. It's a factory OEM piece, and the skirts are obviously fiberglass, so it's a little bit difficult to blend them together. The way that I did it originally, I used a piece of like metal mesh with some panel bond, and then I fiberglassed over the top of it. I found on the other side I didn't actually need to do that, because the fiberglass managed to hold as long as it's prepped correctly, and there is enough contact space for that fiberglass to grab, then it holds. I don't know how it's going to hold over time. Hopefully it's going to be okay, but for me it seems like it's doing alright right now, which is great. The metal mesh, panel bond, and fiberglass before just made it way too thick and heavy. That was going to cause more problems than just having the fiberglass. So yeah, we're going to try and make it the same as the other side as best as I can. Just kind of hard because both sides are different now. Like this side is a little bit fucked up, and it is what it is. Hopefully I can get it pretty close. Alrighty, all of the necessary cuts have been made on this to fit up to this. Obviously this still has a bit of a jagged edge, but it doesn't matter too much. Everything lines up the way it needs to. Right in there. And then yeah, we just need to prep it and fiberglass the back of it. Alright, I have everything lined up and prepped. Time to do some fiberglass. I have a serious problem. I have no idea where my resin hardener is, so I can't do anything without that. Fuck. I'm gonna have to run to a store and find some, because I can't do anything without that, and I have no idea where it is. I thought I would have put it in the bag with the rest of my like hardener, paintbrushes, and other like bodywork materials, but I don't know. Let's go find some. Alright, we have more hardener. Let's get to it. Alright, here we have all the tape pulled off, and feels real solid, so it's a fucking great sign. Alright, so I've test fit the skirt, and I won't lie to you, it does not fit the best. I think it's a lot better than it was before, but here, let me show you this. As you can see, this all looks like it's pretty good. I don't have the cladding on here, so I can't tell fully, but I'm sure because this is sitting how it should that it's okay. The only problem is this don't look so hot. I still have to shorten this, so I'm not worried about that poking out. It's just this I don't know, that's kind of a big gap. I'm gonna put the trim on there and see how it looks. Yeah, see that's not great. That's one of the biggest problems with this, is that like everything is just eyeballed. I like mock it up on here, tape it in place, and I don't really have any other way of doing it otherwise. There's not enough space, or I don't have anything that I can like clamp it down to an exact placement. It's kind of just trial and error, and that's very much an error. I think I have somewhat of an idea of how I can make it a little bit better. I think what I'm going to do is when I go to finally mount the skirts, like in their position, like after everything gets painted, I'm going to drill out that hole for the mounting point slightly lower so that I can essentially just mount that just a hair higher. Like I'll just kind of Dremel out that hole. And then that way that should be able to raise that up a little bit and fill that gap better, but I can't really cut that fiberglass out, do that again, because I've already done it once, and that skirt's not going to take much more of that. So yeah, I'm just going to have to make do, and like I said, just kind of do a little bit of trimming, get that to sit up somewhat higher. It should be alright, but god damn it. So much just like little things that can go wrong, and there's so much eyeballing, and there's too many things just left up for error. But it is what it is. It didn't look too bad. Alright, so now that I've got the skirt on there, I put the other side on too. I'm actually going to pull the car outside because I have yet to park this car next to my Excursion, which is kind of color matched. It will soon probably be color matched. And I haven't taken a picture of them together, so I'm going to pull this thing outside, kind of mock up the kit on it next to the truck, and just take a picture of it for Instagram. But yeah, I get excited every time I can like start this car and move it around a little bit, because I haven't driven it in a year, besides the little test drive and then me taking it to get gas. That's it, and like I miss this fucking car. Alright, well, there they are. This thing looks like a fucking piece of shit. But it's pretty cool to see those together. I'm very excited
for when this thing is done, and hopefully this thing's a little bit tighter than it was. I need to wrap all of the lower half to match this, and then it needs new headlights and tow mirrors really bad, but I'm excited to have like 2 matching vehicles for sure. And I guess I'm just now realizing that it happens that the front bumper does sit lower than the skirts. I'm not super stoked about that. That's not what I wanted. I really wanted them to sit at the exact same level. I can't even air out all the way because the front bumper gets crushed, and then you can see that the skirt is a little bit off the ground, so that's kind of annoying. At some point it's possible that I may shorten the front bumper, but I really can't do anything else until my wheels get here. Once the wheels are here, I can kind of see how everything sits with those, because it's going to sit completely different how these wheels are. That's a little frustrating. I can't very easily extend the skirts. I don't want to do that, and I'd like to shorten the front bumper, but I'm not going to shorten the front bumper if it means that it's then going to be off the ground. You know what I mean? So it's so bright. I apologize. I'm squinting so hard. Oh my god, I literally can't see. There's so many things that I would have done differently, but like there's also so many things that are kind of like out of my control, and I've been eyeballing basically everything on the car. You know, if I'd had the wheels here from the start, then it would have been a lot easier to make sure that everything was perfect, but you know, I haven't had wheels for the car in 8 months, and so I haven't really been able to mock anything up with getting the kit back and building the skirts, so it's kind of just been a guessing game, which sucks a little bit, but at the same time, I think everything will come together the way that I want it to in the end. It's not been easy. I'm going to end off this video here, although I will more than likely be making some more regular trips here to Louisville, just to kind of assist a little bit in the process of finishing this thing up, and also documenting everything for you guys, of course. Like I said in the other video where we kind of went over everything with this car, we are shooting to have it done for Gatlinburg, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. I don't want to put too much pressure on Destin. I don't want to rush this thing. If it turns out that, you know, all of this bodywork shit that I've done is terrible and we need to redo it, so be it. That's what we'll do. I really want this car to be right the first time, and so I'm going to take as long as it needs. Sure, this car could have been here and getting painted months ago, but I held off because I was hopeful that my wheels were going to come in time and that I could get everything test fitted and dialed before I started the bodywork. Now, that didn't end up happening, and I just had so much time to kill thinking that the wheels would still show up. So I just started doing bodywork, and I don't regret it as much as it probably would have been better to have a professional handle it. I've learned so much just getting hands-on with this and figuring it out, and I really hope that it's helped inspire some other people to attempt to do this stuff too, or to really like dive in on something that they were maybe intimidated by before, because it has hugely helped me. I've learned some incredible skills, and I will definitely be applying these to any of my future builds. And none of this would have been possible if I hadn't have had those delays and, you know, wanted to just try do this shit to fill in the time and make content. So, yeah, I'm not mad, upset, or frustrated that the car, you know, hasn't been done in a timely manner. It's been a very rewarding process, and sure, I miss the car. I'd love to have it done, but the journey has been 100% worth it, and I cannot wait to see the car finished up. But yeah, the wheels are actually finished. I have had confirmation that they are done. I'm not entirely sure when they're going to be here, and I'm putting tires on them and mounting them on the car or anything, just because I have like no money right now with how the move is going and everything that's had to be going on with this thing and business stuff. So it may get pushed back a little bit, but they are done. They are ready to go. Just whenever I can afford to pay off the remaining balance, because you know, pay half up front, the other half when they're done. And they're not cheap. So yeah, I'm very excited for the wheels to get here and be able to like test fit them on the car and figure everything out, dial it in. And I would like for that to be before we paint stuff, because then I could at least like drive it and make sure everything is okay. But I have no idea how that's going to go, and I obviously have to pay for paint and stuff as well. It's a lot on my plate right now, and that's why I really need you guys to go to the website and help support the brand. I'm working on some new stuff very, very soon, but anything that is on the site right now, please go and grab it, because this is my only source of income now. I'm relying 100% solely on the brand and then any kind of work that I can pick up using my camera. So it's a little stressful. It's definitely a lot on my plate, but I am determined that I will push through this, and hopefully with you guys' support you can help out too. But yeah, that's it for this video. Sorry for dragging it on a little bit, but appreciate y'all for watching, and we'll be back sometime soon. I'm not sure what it'll be on, but we'll be back here at some point filming another video. But thanks for watching. See you soon.